Welcome back to the latest episode of TT Plays. We were talking about the Alchemical Revolution set design notes part 2, and they basically cover all the advanced elements, which I know I have been very excited and waiting for. So let's jump right into it. No point beating around the bush. Tarus, he's still a beast. We know he has 30 health. He summons an obelisk armament token or fabrication or protection. What do they do? Well, now we know. They're domains. They are, in fact, tokens. And it's got a cost, exhaust it, and prevent the next 2 damage that will be dealt to target unit this turn. This ability costs 1 less for each domain you control, and that's going to be a recurring theme here. Obviously, just off Tarus, we're going to get a 3 cost reduction. It's possible for us to obviously get more. Also, the obelisks are gorgeous. Really like the way they look. Right, next up we have armaments and fabrication. Armament is going to create a Aurora Steel Greatsword token, and fabrication is going to create an automation drone with a buff counter on it. Now, the cost on each one of these is higher, right? We have 4, 5, and 6, but they each have a 3 reduction base. And again, any other domains you have out there are also going to help with that reduction. So this right here are 3 tokens, and armaments and fabrication can each make an additional token, meaning that's 5 tokens we can get just off the obelisks. And why that's important is because of this broadsword. Costs 1 to materialize. It's a 2/2. You have to pay 2 to swing with it, but it gets +1 for each token you control. So again, we're creating 5 tokens up above, so this is going to swing in for 7. This just sticks with the Guardian hits way too hard theory that we've seen so far. Summon Sentinels, again, gets you 2 tokens on the field with buff counters on them. So again, broadsword, really cool. I like to think of it as like Erendite, as it's a really cool weapon that can help end the game. I love all the different ways different heroes can kind of work towards an end game state. And again, this broadsword is burly, to say nothing else. All right, he's got some other cards in here as well. So we have this reactive spell here. Whenever you activate this card, if there's exactly 1 target for it, you can draw a card into your memory. And you can, up to 5 targets you control gains Spell Shroud until the end of the turn. Prevent the next 2 damage dealt to each one of those targets if they were units. So again, we can choose that and just choose us or anything else. We draw a card into memory so it replaces itself. Or we can do up to 5 things. Right, we're going to prevent damage on them if they're units and give them Spell Shroud. So pretty cool there. We also have Smash with Obelisk, which is base attack 6, and it gets +X, where X is the reserve cost to the sacrifice domain. So again, Guardian just swings real hard. We swing with this. We swing with the broadsword up above. We can attack for 12 pretty easily. That's a lot of damage. All right. Arisana is up next, and Arisana is not nearly as burly as Tarus, but she's adorable and has some great things. So once per turn, you may pay 0 instead of paying your card's Star Calling cost. And we have no idea what Star Calling is, and it is in fact an alternate cast. Star Calling is, as you're looking at this card while glimpsing, you may activate it by paying this cost. If you do, put all other cards you're looking at on the bottom of your deck in any order. So again, whenever we resolve a glimpse, of which Alchemical, I believe there's 17 glimpses, including the spirits, right? You can interrupt that, pay the Star Calling cost, which is 0, once per turn, and then run out one of these cards. So Cosmic Bolt is the first one we're looking at. It does 4 damage to target unit, +2 for each card called Cosmic Bolt in your graveyard, and Banishment. So paying for that base, not amazing. Obviously, the more of them we get out there, the better. It's not an Arcane Blast, but I do love being able to flip it off the Star Call. We have Comet Fall, which is their board wipe. Again, Star Calls for 2 or for 0 if we're playing Astra. 3 to all non-Astra elementals, and then 4 if we have the class bonus there. So honestly, mirrors Arcane pretty well so far. We have Cosmic Astroscope. If an opponent would glimpse X, you may have them glimpse 3 instead. So that's pretty cool. We can slow down the Merlin giant glimpses that they're doing there. And then obviously we can exhaust this to have ourselves glimpse 3. Now remember, Arisana only lets us reduce Star Calling once per turn. So this is a great way to get glimpses on our opponent's turn. And then we can use, whatever spells we have on our own turn. So I think that's pretty cool there. So they do talk about how you don't want to be all in on just the Star Calls. And that's fine. We have Spell Shield Astra, again, because just everything Arcane we're going to print in Astra. This costs 2 less to activate. And then you would prevent all of the next damage source that comes in. And then you would glimpse X, where X is the amount of damage. So, again, can be a huge glimpse. Obviously, can trigger Starfalls. We have a Brew here. Needs a bunch of stuff. Deal level damage to all Astra units. And glimpse 4. These cards, I have a really hard time quantifying how good or how viable they're going to be. I love the idea of it. Obviously, the art is phenomenal. I hope I can play Condensed Supernova. We also have Potion, Infusion Starlight, or again, Star Calling 1, rest target potion. If you do, it gains on sacrifice until end of turn, your champion gains +4 level. Why would that be important? Well, obviously we have the Supernova right here, and then anything else that relies on level. What is it? Scry the Skies is a glimpse level and then draw into hand, right? That's the Merlin 3 card that we're stopping with our Regalia up above, but obviously we could use that to great effect there. So Potion, Infusion, Starlight is the other one. So I'm really excited about Arisana. She doesn't seem as innately powerful as Tarus, but that doesn't mean she's not going to be good. I think it's going to be a ton of fun to run her out there and play her. Next up is Diana, and Diana might be the most fun. Diana was the one I was least excited about going into it. I'm not going to lie. Just don't love the Ranger, but she's some really cool stuff. On hit, generate a Creeping Torment and put it on the bottom of Champion's Lineage. Okay, well, we have no idea what that is. Now we do. Creeping Torment, Umbra. On enter, put it on the bottom of target Champion's Lineage. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, deal 2 unpreventable damage to this object. This is huge. This just like turns Rye off. They can take 2 damage every time. Oh, it's just second card. Draw your second card each turn. Okay, so it doesn't kill Rye. Just does some damage to him. Important to note, though, this does give them the ability to play Umbra cards. Because we're adding this to their lineage. So unless there's some rules coming out for Curse that we don't know about, it's going to be an interesting way to do that. Including your main deck and play. Oh, it can be played as a regular token as well. It's much harder to interact with. Yeah, all right, that's what I thought. Fascinating. So you can just run this out as an actual card, which is really cool, or we can generate them off of Diana. That's really cool. All right, we have Anathema's End here. Exhaust a load. On champion hit, banish all curses. Deal 2 damage for each one of that you banish. I love that it's unpreventable damage. Costs 1 less to activate for each curse and champion card here for Umbral Tithe. Each player draws 2 cards into their memory, then deal 4 damage to each champion controlled by players with 6 or more cards in their memory. Again, she just looks like a ton of fun to play. I was not expecting to be excited about Diana. I am now pretty excited about Diana, right? We have Shadow Twin here. Whenever it becomes loaded, it gains +2 until the end of the turn. Whenever an attack using this weapon triggers an on-hit ability, that ability is triggered in additional time. It's really cool here. With Mind-Breaking Bullets on champion hit, look at the opponent's memory and discard a card from it. We've seen how powerful Gawain is. This is that. Obviously, it's just on a bullet. And then we have Violet Haze. An object has -2 health. All objects you control become distance. Right? Then put this in the bottom of target champion's lineage. So again, something else we can banish later on for 2 damage. Or again, this is just kind of a passive 2 damage almost because it reduces their health by 2. So Diana's kit looks absolutely incredible to play. Again, not as brute force strong as Tarus, but again, looks really cool. The bouncing in and out of distance. I love the idea of giving them these basically unpreventable damage, as tick damage, and you can kind of blow them all up with the Curse Banish. So I'm really excited about all the Alchemical Revolution stuff. Again, you can pre-order at your local game store online soon, coming out at the end of January. Let me know who your favorite is after all of them. I still am very excited for Arisana. She doesn't look as powerful right now, but again, there's a lot of cards we don't know about. There's a lot of brews we haven't seen yet. I'm really excited to see where this goes, and I think Ascent Ontario is going to be a ton of fun, because this is going to be this giant unknown meta that everyone's going to show up to, and I think it'll be great to see where everyone's going. So I hope you enjoyed this. Again, let me know what your favorite hero is out of the Alchemical Revolution. Until next time, everyone, cheers and happy gaming.